Can you hear me? Did you hear the bomb? Let me know as soon as you come on. I'm not gonna rush it. Let me get some 5x5s. Sound, lighting, video, audio. Check 1, 2. Check. We'll see how it is. SFMF Live Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. And it's a special Sunday, Father's Day, right? Unless you know anybody from Hawaii, then it's Father's Day. I see. Oh, I can see Jake Awesome. All right. I can see a little bit. What's up, Jake? PT? Did you get some PT in today? Did you watch the short today? What was my short today? The shortest of all shorts. Annie Banani's on. Uh-oh. Right. Good to see y'all. I'm gonna give everybody some time to catch up. It is Sunday. It is Father's Day. We'll special shout out maybe a little later, but to all the fathers out there, hopefully you're having a great Father's Day so far. And we'll see. I'll tell you how ours went so far already. But we did go to church. Yep, I'm not going to try to read these, so you got to tell me. Doc Holiday, I see you, Doc. Semper Fi, brother. Good evening, sorry, maybe I'm family. John McJunkin is here, all right? John, how you feeling, bud? Yes, you're gonna have to go give us something over there. Go right there. Sit right here, sit. That's my dog making all that noise. Sit. Is that David Bryant? Good to see you, buddy. Anonymous, happy Father's Day, fellow fathers. I saw a great meme today. I had it sent to me from a friend. A great meme. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger sitting there. It looks like a big rig or some kind of truck. I don't know if it was military or not, but it said, Happy Father's Day. Unless you can't drive a manual, then happy Mother's Day. Yes. So if you don't know how to drive a stick shift, you better learn, man. And here's a funny story with that. I remember years ago, I was a young Marine, Camp Pendleton. I wasn't a sergeant because I remember my platoon sergeant was washing his girlfriend's car outside the barracks. It's like, oh, what a guy, that's what you do. You wash your girlfriend's car. Took a long time, detailed it. I was like, good dude. And then a couple hours later, he comes upstairs in the barracks. We're all watching him. He comes upstairs and says, can somebody move my girlfriend's car for me? I'm like, well, what happened? You're tired? You can't move. You did all that work. All you got to do is move it, put it in a parking spot. He said, it's a manual. It's a 5-speed. I don't know how to drive a 5-speed. So after we all laughed at him, he finally, we tried to teach him, but I mean, it was too late by then. But learn how to drive a manual. Certain things, a lot of things that men should already be able to do. A couple man rules that you should grow up with. And I get it. Not everybody had a great father figure in their life, but find someone that can teach you little things. Oil change. Stand up when you shake a man's hand. Look someone in the eye when you talk. A good firm handshake. Know how to, again, speak 3 subjects you don't talk about: politics, sex, and religion. Don't start those conversations and don't get, but you need to be well spoken enough to carry on a conversation if the room is talking about it. You know what I mean? So just to be able to carry on a conversation as a man, know enough about all 3 of those subjects. Uh, a bunch. There's just a bunch of man rules that men need to be able to do. Man up. And one of them is to drive a manual car. So yes. Basics, basics, man rules, basic man rule stuffs. All right, Manakam, see you on here. Like your shirt, Psalm Majors, Sunday's best. We went to church again. A great service this morning, and of course, it was based around the man of the house and how God created us for just that, and leading your family to church. And if there's no one in your life, if you had a bad experience with your father or he wasn't in your life, then you find someone else. Find someone that to help mentor you to be the man of the house, lead your family. And I mean, I believe I do. I believe I've led my family to God as much as it, so much that again, there's times that I remember I was traveling one Sunday I was like, man, how are my girls going to go to church without me? And of course they did. They found a way. They're going to make their way to church. Some other man things that the pastor was talking about was um, not just the strength, not just physical courage, right? Mental and spiritual courage as well. Great message today. It really was. They recognize all the dads and they gave the dads a little gift at the end and the whole service when we walked in. Happy Father's Day, Happy Father's Day. It was really good. Cool. So hopefully all you dads out there are having a great day and keep up the good work. Can I move the camera just a little bit? That line is right above my head. How about that? All right. Old Jyrene is here. Good to see you. Oh, am I again? Well, there's no writing on my shirt, so can you tell? You can tell by this. Sound is good. Anybody comment on the sound? How's it sound? Uh, Old Jyrene, Annie Banani, you wouldn't be a father without me. Wait, I'll be waiting for my gift. Yes, and the girls want my gift that I got today for Father's Day. They did. They made me breakfast, the best breakfast in the world, spam and eggs and gohan, rice. Yes, the number one breakfast. And then not sure what we're gonna do later, but Father's Day all day. So I don't know. Maybe I'll take a nap. We'll see. Probably not. We're gonna do something cool, something fun. Let me know if I'm missing anything that I need to see. Where's the rest of the girls? I did wake up to text from all of them. The ones that, as you can see, we're still traveling. So we're not all together right now. So all of them did text you, text me. Thank you, girls. Appreciate that. And it is Father's Day, Mother's Day, those holidays, birthdays, those are special and those are family events. That's why it's so cool to go to church this morning and have it be the message was primarily about Father's Day and fathers and the roles and everything. It was good to see there was more families there. So kids and fathers, grandfathers, everyone was kind of there today. It was packed. A good gift for your father. So if you haven't gone to church yet, you still got time. Maybe not. It's late. I know it's late in the day already, but spend time with God, spend time with your father and all of our Father God. Amen. God bless you all. Uh, Busy. It is summer. Some of you are working, some of you have a summer break. Depends on kind of where you work, but hope you're enjoying your summer. Do the things that you've been waiting all year to do. Right? Summer doesn't last that long, depending on what part of the United States you're on. So make sure you take advantage of all those things. The good weather, get outside, do some stuff. So ask the girls if they want to go on a hike, they want to go on a run, they want to go to the beach, whatever they want to do. That's what we're all going to do together. Just spend some time together. Um, all right, a couple shorts. I do want to talk about if you watched today's. Yes, that was the shortest short I've ever done, but that was just it because it was Father's Day. I got up early and I was thinking, "Bro, it's Father's Day. I'm just gonna go back to sleep." Only bad workout, the one you don't do, right? So it's do something, even if it's for a walk. And then I got home, took my dog for a walk. So anything you can do, there's no days off, right? 1% better every day. I don't do a whole lot of physical fitness videos on here, but that's it. That's just it. Only bad workout is the one you don't do. And I apologize. I didn't have a chance to because I posted it and then went to church. So I haven't looked at all the comments yet, but I can't wait to see all the comments from that one. Because it is all the things we talk about, 1% better every day, getting bigger, better, stronger, faster, any chance you get. A 5-minute workout is better than no workout. And that was even written on the wall in the gym. One of the guys put it up there because I would write it on the dry erase board. Only bad workout is the one you don't do. And I remember growing up when I was younger, I was like, really, I only got like 20 minutes. I don't want to waste my time. But 20 minutes is again better than no minutes of a workout. And we worked with this guy, the producer and I, we were the bench press powerlifting judges. It was really cool. It's when we were in Okinawa. I would compete in some, but one day this and he was gigantic. He was a Air Force Chief Master Sergeant. Was he a chief or he a senior chief? Do you remember Ashley? Either way, yeah, he was up there. I think he was E8 or E9. I think he was a Chief Master Sergeant. Anyhow, E9, he was gigantic. He literally had it in the Air Force, so their uniform regs are a little different, a little more lenient than ours. He had a no sleeve rolling up chip because his arms were that big. And he was like about 385, no fat on him whatsoever. I'm telling you, he's big, six, what is he, 6'6", maybe? Huge, huge guy. And he would see us, he would see me at these bench press contests, and I would do pretty well, but I'm a bigger guy, so I would never win overall. He said, "You really want to challenge yourself? Why don't you try bodybuilding?" Because that's what he was, a bodybuilder. Anyhow, we got into, I didn't even remember how we got into judging it. We took it over from somebody. Remember who was in charge of? Was he one of the ones? I don't know. Anyhow, so next thing I know, we're judges, the producer and I, and we got the chief master sergeant to be a judge also because he's huge. And when we'd show up to prepare for a show, we'd show up at the gyms. If you're familiar with Okinawa, there's about 7 or 8 gyms on the island, and we'd host a bench press contest or a powerlifting contest on one of the gyms every other weekend. Kind of a lot things to do on the weekend for the service members, and they were cool, very cool, a lot of fun. Mostly, sometimes we'd mostly do bench press and just bench press, but every now and then we would do all three: squat, leg, squat, bench press, and what's the third one? What are the three? Can't think of it right now. The leg press, the three, the big three. So anyhow, we would show up. I was like the head judge, so I would show up and make sure coordinate with MCCS or whoever's in charge of that gym, set up the bench and the flags and the board and all that. Scotty Ashley would show up and he'd be like, "When are we starting?" I'd say, "Oh, about 15 minutes." He's like, "All right, I'm going to work out." I was thinking, how are you going to get a workout in 15 minutes? One, bro, we got stuff to do. I need your help. I'm not going to tell him no, he can't work out, but he would go do whatever body part he was working that day. He'd do straight 15 minutes, usually bench. It seems like that was the easiest one to just do chest, a massive muscle group. And he would. And I was thinking, man, 15 minutes. I don't know if I could do just a 15-minute workout. But over the years, now I can. Yes, if I have 15 minutes and I'm near a gym or something physical that could do a little CrossFit exercise, anything better than doing nothing. Basically my point and the whole point of the short this morning. So only bad workout is the one that doesn't happen around. Wonder how wonder how he's doing now if he's still gigantic. Again, he was a bodybuilder, not so much a power lifter, which I think a lot of them are. All right. So again, to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Yes, it's one of those days that you should be able to do whatever you want. And again, I think uh, yeah, one, thanks for being here on the show. And that's why maybe we'll keep it short. I'm getting the You keep it short. It's Father's Day. Let them spend time with their families. So we will too. So we can do something cool after this. Church was great. Again, I can't stress it enough. The message was again about the Father, our Father God, and how He sent His only begotten Son, and then brought Him back 3 days later after He died, after He was crucified, and the fact that He is still our Father, no matter what, and just the role that He plays. We can never live up to what He wants us to be, but we sure can try, right? We can do our very, very best. And that's even the pastor is like, look, we all of us still sin every single day. It's once you recognize it, once you start working on it, and once you find out. Told another story about a family, and it was someone that we've known, and where the dad was struggling. He was a workaholic. Work took precedence over everything. And that happens to us, especially in the military, especially once you start getting promoted, your responsibilities increase, right? And you find things, we were just talking about this earlier, the producer and I go into an area, go into a new job, go into someone's house, and I just look at all the things that could be improved. And I can't not do it. I watch a color guard and I'm watching to see movies. You watch it, man, they could have done it better. It's a great mindset to have, if you ask me, because that's how I am. This is great, but how do you get 1% better? Man, if this was my house, this is what I would do already. Well, I don't know why it's not done. You get comfortable. That's where that complacency comes in. And pretty soon you don't see the stuff that someone with fresh eyes see. So you got to remain fresh. Use those that fresh set of eyes anytime you go somewhere, or you go to even the church service this morning. It was in a different spot than they normally do it. And even before I started, we love going early because we like the worship group, love the songs. Excuse me. But as I'm listening, I'm looking around at the area. I was like, this is great, right? It's any area you use is the church. So it could be at an elementary school, it could be at an old building, could be at an old used to be a roller rink, whatever it is, it becomes a church from the people in it. We're the ones that make it a church. So it doesn't matter where you are. But and that's the I don't know what you want to label it, the OCD in me that just makes me want to make it better anywhere and everywhere I go. So that's why it's hard for me to go in a place where people don't want to change. They're comfortable. Saw a shirt in the gym the other day. I was going to do a short on this, but you get it first. I said comfort kills. Can I say kills on here? Comfort kills. We've heard of complacency kills, right? Once you get comfortable, set in an area, relates to combat is how we learned it first. How I learned it first was in combat. Complacency kills. An example: you patrol through this village. The first time you're on high alert, right? Finger straight and off the trigger, but you're on high alert. Your weapon's up in your shoulder. Wherever your eyes go, your weapon goes. You're weary of everything, and you're just looking. You're scanning. That's the first time you go through that village. Kids are talking to you, hey, American kids, but you're not. You're vigilant. Then you go through again, still vigilant, but a little less. And then next thing you know, your weapon's down now. You're still walking because we walk through here all the time. It's safe. Kids are giving us stuff. We're giving the kids stuff, right? And even the local vendors giving us bread, talking to us. Hey, Americans. And you stay there for a long period of time, and pretty soon now your weapon is hanging on your body, and you're shaking hands with kids and people and stuff. That's complacent. You just got complacent. That's when something bad's going to happen. Works in the civilian community as well. Your organization. If you get complacent in your everyday job and everything's going well, but once everybody gets complacent, that's when things can happen. That's when things will happen. So anyway, not even talking about that now. Yes, yes. Sorry. The shirt said comfort kills. And it was this woman, she was needed to be in the gym, right? She recognized that she needed to work on stuff. I mean, she was there. She was at the gym, kicking it. What a great shirt. I had never heard that term before. I don't know, maybe you all have it. It might be old, comfort kills. Have you heard of it? Meaning, don't get comfortable, right? You can get 1% better every single day. So I like that. I was going to do a short on it, but again, boom, there you have it. Comfort kills. It's what? Oh, yeah. I cannot see the comments right now. So, uh, is everyone here? I, I kind of can. Gunny East, I see you. I just can't. It's John McJunkin, USMC Vet, Big O, Chala, Adam East, Busto, Sam Caceres, Doc. I saw you earlier. What about Ray? Where's Ray from Queens? And how about Carrie Ann Marie? Big U? Dixon is here. David Bryant. David, always on it. Always on that comment, bro. You always got it. Chuck Abels, old Irene. How about Randall Knapp? Who else? Good to see y'all. And again, welcome. Thank you for spending this day with us, Father's Day. And again, happy Father's Day to those of you that aren't. And that's another thing. We just went to Costco after church, and it's clear I'm a father because my kids are with me. And when men say Happy Father's Day, I want to say it back. One, they're not my father, but if they are a father, I'm going to say Happy Father's Day. But I don't know if they have kids. So if yeah, same with thank you for your service. Oh, thank you very much. Did you serve? Right? Do you have kids? Should I say Happy Father's Day to you too? Because it wouldn't hurt. And I did. Every man that said Happy Father's Day, I said same to you. And kept walking. So hopefully they are fathers. Easy when the women say, because they're not fathers, it's not their day, it's our day. But very interesting. All right. Who else? Who haven't we seen in a while? A little roll call on here for each other. Uh, Carl's in Tennessee. He got approved. He put in his Liberty Chit, special Liberty request. How about back in the day, leave, when you put in for leave? Remember one time I was trying to put in for leave. I don't remember where I was or what it was for, but I kept trying to put in for leave, but the leave clerk wasn't there. You know, the one Marine that processed, because it was old school, right? Dating myself like Carl. Where you at, Carl? I mean Jared, older guys. It was pen and paper. And there was a leave chit that you had to fill out all the boxes and the dates and you return, and it was old school. You took that leave request to your chain of command first. Once they signed off on it, then you take it to what do you even call it? IPAC back then. Just S1, maybe. I don't know what it was. But then you had to see the leave clerk. And if that Marine wasn't there, you had to wait. If it was lunchtime, good luck. He's going on lunch for 2 hours. And then if he happened to be on leave, uh-oh. Luckily now, I'm sure, and I've been out for a little while, but it's got to be all electronic now, and it all happens instantly. I'm positive. Ink stick, Jared, good call, good catch. Yes, Ray, good to see you. Thanks, brother. Always your support, always appreciated. Handle your business though. Yes, it was, it was an ink stick. You filled it out, and then when you came back, you had to see that same leave clerk again. So hopefully he was there when you got back from leave, so you got charged the correct amount of days. There was even some times where he may have forgot to charge somebody's leave, and that's always good when that happened. And then you still got to leave on the books. Third man, right? Recently, new Marine getting ready to go to 29 Palms. Right. Good luck. Have fun. It's summer, so yes, it's going to be in the triple digits sometimes. Extremely hot. Camp Wilson. Funny because Annie Benani just asked. I mentioned something about 29 Palms. It's like, what is that? It's like, oh, you'll be going there. It's going to be a while, but you will spend some time in 29 Palms. Amazing training area. One of the best training areas, I think. And that's because the amount of ordnance. I think you can shoot anything out there. Planes can drop bombs because there ain't nothing out there but desert and mountains. Awesome training area. We went there tons of times as engineers. We can blow everything up out there. Nothing but desert. Carrie Ann Marie is here. Hi, Carrie Ann Marie. You don't have to watch it on catch up later. Welcome. Oh, that's right. That's right. Don't let me forget where it's. I don't know what got us on the subject of making a head call. I think it was in boot camp. We were talking about head calls in boot camp. And one of the things she's a little worried about. In boot camp, there's stalls, there's walls, but no doors. Right. I got to believe anyone active duty recently, is it still like that? I remember, I don't know, about 10 toilets with just walls, no doors, and then of course all the urinals. And males anyway, two to a pisser, right? At least two. Because you don't have all kinds of time to make a head call, so you're in and out. So there's two or three to a pisser. Toilets, a little different subject. And most of us, I don't think I'm any different, unless you had to go sometime throughout the day, you'd wait till lights out to make a head call because there's no doors. Hopefully you had a little bit of privacy, little bit. And I got to believe the females are the same. Where's USMC Cece? I got to believe the female barracks are the same. No doors. That's for safety, security. Who knows what you would be doing in there? But in 29 Palms, that's what I told her. I said, "Do you think that's bad not having a door?" So I go to Camp Wilson in 29 Palms when there's about 20 toilets and no walls. Two to a pisser, no doors. Good. I'm glad. And he's getting promoted to Lance Corporal in 29 Palms. Good. Don't You're gonna go through the gauntlet. That's welcome to the ranks. That's the rite of passage for each rank you receive, and it should be just a little punch on the shoulder. Welcome to the Lance Corporal ranks, and only Lance Corporals and above can do it. Whatever rank you're being promoted to, when you get corporal, it should be only corporals and above. That was a little different because now you get the blood stripes. But congratulations, Birdman. Nice job. It doesn't seem like you've been in that long, right? Lance Corporal already, that time of grade, time in service, I'm guessing, which for Lance Corporal, what is it, 9 months? 9 months time in grade, 9 months time in service. Either way, congratulations. Let us know, Lance Corporal Birdman. You know what you call Lance Corporal getting ready to get promoted? PFC. So he's still PFC. So the heads in Camp Wilson, and help me out, anyone has been there recently, it's been 10 years since I've been there. 20 toilets, no doors, no walls, and I think the toilets are even closer together. So, which makes it easier if you have to share the toilet paper because you're right next to the guy next to you. Not only are you right next to him, you're right across from him too. So you can hand it. That's how close you are. A little uncomfortable. And the problem there is, it seems like everyone has to go at the same time. You can't wait till midnight because you're out in the desert. You're doing your business. You're range 401, range 400, range 10. If you know, you know. You're busting your butt all day in the heat or the cold, because in the winter it's cold in the desert. And then it seems like, and you've been eating MREs all day, all week, all month. So when you go back to base camp at Camp Wilson, yes, what a pretty sight. So if you're shy, which I think that's what she's a little bit concerned about, um, good luck. Good luck. And make sure you bring toilet paper with you. I don't know what it is. Never. And not the MRE toilet paper. That last that little roll, is that what it's still? 12 inches apart. Those are the toilets. So you might even bump someone's elbow when you go to finish your terrible, terrible. But luckily the MRE stop you up for about 6 days. So you're good for the first week. Terrible. But it does get very hot in the summer and very cold in the winter. And I didn't really realize that. Um, and I even did a short about your favorite gear. Right. Still to this day, a poncho liner, I think, is the most amazing invention in all the military. But I'm that guy. If the Marine Corps didn't issue it to me, I must not need it. I don't I don't buy all the extra stuff and now online and everybody, the Saigon Sams. I know there's a whole bunch of new different ones now. I wasn't that gear queer. Can I say that on here too? I didn't have if the Marine Corps didn't issue it to me, I didn't need it. Right. Except the sleeping bags. The one and only thing I bought for my personal kit and that was in 29 Palms in the winter, and we still had the big cotton sleeping bags, the gigantic one. No matter how hard you try to get it as small as possible to fit on your rucksack, it was still big and heavy, which isn't that big of a deal. You get used to it, right? You get used to your own kit, how it feels, where the best place to carry it. Uniformity too, of course. But when that sucker got wet, as thick and heavy as that was, it just tripled in weight. And it takes like a week to dry. So, and this was right around the time those small compression sack and the new material and a full sleeping bag you can shrinks up to about this big. And it's rated at, I don't know, at from below freezing temperature. It should still keep you warm. It wasn't as good as it says, but it was a whole lot more manageable. One piece of gear that I purchased that the Marine Corps didn't. I think now they issue them. So done. But all the other gear didn't need it. 20 pounds really is it's never stationed there. And I people love it. People that get stationed there say they love it. The people that don't love it are the ones that just go for training because you're living at Camp Wilson, first of all. So that's not being stationed at 29 Palms. The main side of 29 Palms is amazing, and I think they probably put a whole lot of money into it. I've seen it over the decades. The new PX, the gyms are amazing. When the last time I was there, just the entire base itself, they put a lot of money into it because you're in 29 Palms. Almost got stationed there one time. It was I think I was the first sergeant leaving 2-5. I don't remember. I don't remember. My producer will remember here in a second. But the monitors came to Iraq and like, here's your opportunity right now, face to face. You're going to give all the combat vets first pick of where you want to go. I think it was when I don't remember, but they were there again. 3 hours in a Humvee to get to the monitors while they're still on deck, and they were pretty much giving all of us wherever you wanted. I think it was because I ended up getting California anyway. Waited in line, got my turn. I said, "All right." He's like, "Where you want to go?" I was like, "Man, it's that easy." He said, "It is right now for you. Where do you want to go?" It's California, baby. Send me to California. He said, "All right, easy done. You're done. 29 Palms, going to 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines." He's like, "Oh, I'd love 2-7, but I don't want to go to 29 Palms." He said, "You said California. You got to be more specific if you're going to ask. This is your opportunity." So I did. Yes. Camp Pendleton, California is where I'd like to go. So 20 Palms, again, great place. Again, people that get stationed there say they love it once you get there, and it's wherever you bring your family. If you're married and you have a family, it kind of doesn't matter where you're stationed, if you ask me, as long as your family's there with you. So I think I told a story about a gunny we had as we were going into one of our caxes or fexes, and one of the many, many, many times we've been to 29 Palms. One time we were riding in on the 7 tons or something, and one of the guys like, "Yeah, that's my house right there." Out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the desert. I'm thinking, who the heck would buy a house out here? But he was that guy that bought a house everywhere he was stationed, and then didn't sell it when he left. He rented it out. Amazing. I don't know who knows how many houses he's had, but yeah, you got one in Lejeune, one in Pendleton, one in 29 Palms. One, you're not losing that money, right? You're not paying rent because again, after 3 years of renting in Oceanside outside Camp Pendleton, when you leave, you get nothing back. Maybe half of your security deposit. But a house that you purchase, even if you sell it, you're not going to lose any money, depending on the market. You'll probably make some money, but you're definitely not going to lose. So hang on to that house. He's just collecting rent, letting whoever's renting it pay for the mortgage. And then when he's good and ready, either move into one, so whatever. Just a great idea. But at the time, I was a young Marine that didn't like 29 pounds. I was like, no way in hell I would ever buy a house here. Look at him now. He's probably got a mansion somewhere. But that's 29 pounds. So if you know, you know. It's I can't speak from experience being stationed there, but I gotta believe it's a good place. Not like Hawaii, not like Camp Pendleton. The East Coast, same thing. I've been there many times, Camp Lejeune, but never stationed there. So I don't know. I think if you're an East Coast person, you would love it, right? You know the weather, you like the area, you're familiar with it, you probably have family in the area. Ours was West Coast style. So we tried our very best to do the triangle, right? California, Okinawa, Hawaii. Pretty good trifecta if you can manage that. But be aggressive. You just got to be aggressive and ask for your duty station. I've talked about that before. You know where you want to be stationed next, about 18 months out, start doing the research. Whatever rank you are or rank you might be in a year, look for that unit and say, wow, this unit is short on sergeants. I'll be a sergeant by the time. Let me ask for that spot. You're helping, you're doing part of the monitor's job. Because if you just call the monitor and say, I'm ready to move, or staff NCOs, you're putting on your fitness report, your wish list of your next three. And for a long time, I put Y00. Y00 is the code for a unit, which Y00 means, I don't know, I don't remember specifically where you're gonna help me out. It just means the needs of the Corps. So if they take someone that doesn't care where they go, they're gonna do their research, and if they need someone to go to 29 Palms and you put Y00, guess what? Congratulations, you just got 29 Palms. But if you know, and then somebody explained that to me years ago, one of my mentors said, stop putting Y00. It doesn't look like you want to fulfill the needs of the Corps. It looks like you don't care. And you got to care where you're going. There's got to be a reason why you want to go to that duty station. So do some research. Makes you look lazy. Uh, so he said, do some research and actually put on there where you want to go. And then the other part, research where you want to go. Be aggressive. Be patient, but be aggressive. Yes. No, General Mattis wasn't a commandant, but no, I've never met him either. I've met a few commandants who re-enlisted me on Iwo Jima. No, it wasn't Amos. Yeah, but I met General Amos. A lot of controversy still around him. First Air Wing Commandant. Hagee. Yeah, met General Hagee. Not Commandant. Oh yeah, I did meet General Krulak, but as a young Marine Lance Corporal, I don't even remember. I didn't realize what an honor it was to meet a general at the time, especially the Commandant of the Marine Corps. Plus, my buddy outshined me. I don't know, have I told that story? My roommate, General Krulak, came to Okinawa. We were stationed there, and that canteen cup that's familiar. Remember, he was took his command photo in his camis era because he was that era general, General Krulak. Oh no, that was Gray. Yeah, dang it. So I met General Gray too. That's who I was. I'm sorry. So General Gray. See, good thing I got the fact checker. Show me the receipts. It was General Gray, and we met him. But my roommate was an artist, and he painted that canteen cup, the camouflage one, put the stars on there, put his name on there. So it was all about him. It was cool though. I was happy for him. But I didn't again know the significance of meeting a commandant. I was too young. It was PFC, Okinawa. Just still getting used to the fleet itself. Who else did we meet? General Neller, right? Him, Sergeant Major Green, General Mundy. The producer met General Mundy's son and wife when she rammed into their car. That's how she met them. This is Okinawa also. He was they lived about 5 houses down in Camp Courtney. They're all fourplexes. They lived at the end. Well, I don't know why we lived on the same street as him. What was I? A staff sergeant? Gunny? I was the first arm by then? Yeah. So it was Camp Courtney, if you know Camp Courtney. Yes. Should I tell the story? She's saying no, I shouldn't tell the story. I'm telling the story. Let's hear it. Should I tell the story or not? Oh, I'm saying yes, 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 please, yes, please, yes, please. So Okinawa, he's at the end of the cul-de-sac. We're like right in the middle. Cul-de-sac went both ways. She was getting ready to leave. Well, I didn't even know why you left the car unattended and not in park. Spoiler alert. She got out of her car and didn't put in gear, didn't pull the brake. It was in between. Oh yeah, it was automatic. So it was in neutral, and she got out, run back to the house to get something because she forgot. Came out of the house, and her car was gone. She looked both ways. She thought I took it, playing a joke on her. No, she left it in gear, and it rolled back into Major Mundy's wife's car. Bam! Yeah, right down the street. He wasn't there though, right? Major Mundy, his son, General Mundy's son, which we never really, I didn't interact with him at all. Our kids did, but we didn't interact with the parents, did we? Maybe just the mom, you. Yeah. So we knew them. I think he did become a general. I don't remember which he had two sons, I believe, right? Both Marine officers as well. No. Oh, okay. Here, come tell your side of the story. Yes, she was negligent in the operation of the motor vehicle on base. That's what happened. See her side of the story. They're all Okinawa beater cars. I don't. We probably didn't even. That was the end of it. Right? Maybe that's why we got kicked off island. No, we didn't. Good times, but great questions. I did meet a couple generals. Got a couple general coins. I'm a coin guy, so I like to do that coin exchange. I like to receive coins. And one was when I reenlisted on top of Iwo Jima, right, with the general and the sergeant major. I was up for reenlistment. I think I was the first sergeant at that time, and I had a package already in with the career planner. I said, just tell me when and where, I'm ready. But that time after you reenlist a few times, not that it's not a big deal because it's still a very big deal. But I said, Let me know whenever you do reenlistments or whenever my package is done, let me know. I'll have my CO do it." And one day he called and said, "Hey, would you like to reenlist on top of Mount Suribachi in Iwo Jima?" I'm like, come on, of course. Yes, I would. I was like, no, give it to another Marine, give it to a young Marine. He said, well, hey, there is no one else. And it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. It was like the 65th anniversary. There's a big to do out there on Iwo Jima. He said, we have a boat space. We have an empty seat. So if you don't take it, it's going to be empty. I was like, well, then yes, of course. We get up there and they let us walk up Mount Suribachi, not not the way the Warriors did up the side and being shot at and all that. We walked on the road, which surrounded, it was still a butt kicker, but we did get to walk. Got to walk on the beach, everything. It was a great, great experience. Got the sand, right? Just stuff. It's tough just being there. Get to the top, and there's one and two star generals. It was like seeing a general wasn't even a big deal anymore. There's so many up there. A lot of sergeants, made just a lot of people. And the top of Mount Suribachi is small already. We want to see, of course, the monument. Put some dog tags on the monument up there. But he did. He reenlisted about 12 of us. Very cool. Very very cool experience. His little aide was running around and make sure you say sir and like, come on, man. One, I learned early on in my career, four-star generals, commandant of the Marine Corps, probably any generals, and then say colonel and above, too. They get called sir or ma'am as a second lieutenant their entire career, their entire life. use their rank. So I did. I told the Marines around me, and they're, I think, all junior Marines. I said, I'm gonna say good morning, General, because they really gave us a period of instruction on say good morning, sir, thank you, sir, appreciate you, whatever, whatever. I was like, well, I'm not. I'm gonna call him General. He's a general. No, no, no. Everybody say sir. Everybody got that? You say sir. I'm that guy that doesn't like to follow all the rules, but he's a general, and he didn't say anything. He didn't. But it was that was like known to me later on. I would say colonels and above. Or all officers, you can't call them by their rank, but especially as a general, because you call a second lieutenant sir or ma'am. If they're general, call them general. Anyhow, small part of it, but it was a great experience. uh I look like you're gonna say something else. Um, John McJunkin, how's your crew? How do you feel, and how's your crew doing? It got to be a big day for them too. Yeah, are you feeding the crew again? John McJunkin, where's Gunny at? And I think mine has stopped, or mine's doing something weird over. It wasn't advancing. Oh wow, my gosh, there's a lot of whatever. Oh, what? There. Okay. All right. What do you call a DI in boot camp? Who has that? Great question, Jake. What do you call a drill instructor in boot camp? Just call him by his last name. If you once you read his last name, Jones, hey Jones. Nah, just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Sir, absolutely. Paris Island, do they still do the sir sandwich on Paris Island? Let's get some East Coast Marines out there. Is it still sir, yes, sir, sir, yes, sir, 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 sir? West Coast doesn't do that. Or do they? It's just yes, sir. No sir sandwiches on the West Coast. But I think Paris Island does, right? Sir sandwich. Let me know. But yes, of course, you call them sir or ma'am. And that's any individual, whether they're a drill instructor or not. It's always verbal greeting, and learn that right away. Have the confidence, because when you're walking as a recruit and you're going somewhere, a couple of you together, or if you're by yourself even, and you see an adult, or especially you see that campaign covering, you get all nervous and you pretend like you don't see him, or you look down. They're going to stop you and remind you what to do when you come across someone. So yes, verbal greeting, verbal greeting of the day. Good afternoon, sir, with the salute, right? I'll always start learning that. And that's just confidence, man. You have to have the confidence to do that on demand. Remember, if there's two of them, two males, it's not sirs, gentlemen, right? Ladies and females, good afternoon, ma'am. If there's two of them, good afternoon, ladies. How about if it's the mixed crew, men and women? Huh? Yeah. No. Good afternoon, ladies. What else would you say? Ma'ams, ladies. Yes. If there's more than one female, ladies. If there's females and males, ladies first. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Right? You think it would be common sense? Another man rule, verbal greeting, and be the first one. The junior should be the one to initiate that conversation anyway. Because if you don't, you're going to get one of these. Well, hello, good morning, sir. And you're going to say good morning back. No, no, he's being sarcastic. He's not telling you good morning first. He's reminding you verbal greeting, right? Have the confidence to be the first one between 10 and 20 pace, 6 and 10 paces. What does it say in the manual? 10 and like when you salute, minimum 10 feet. So you don't have to wait till they get 10 feet to you, but a good distance where you can recognize who it is and give that verbal greeting. When in doubt, whip it out. Salute, salute, and give the verbal greeting, but be the first one. Don't get called out on that. One time, two times actually, I've got called out, and one, I don't know, I just spaced out. I might have told the story too. We were walking on Camp Pendleton, because everybody walked. Not everybody and their brother had a car back then. Walking probably to the E Club. Was that lunchtime or something? Walking to the chow hall, because we all used the chow hall back then as well. Yeah, we were walking and a van pulled up, government van, had the license plate on with the full bird colonel on the license plate. So we couldn't really see the rank inside the vehicle, but it was a driver up front and a few people in the back, few Marines. Recognized that there were Marines back there and the license plate was on, is one of those slipping kinds. So if the driver was just by himself, that license plate wouldn't be there. But he was driving the colonel, so he put that license plate in and he's driving. And they stopped at the stop sign to let us cross. I don't remember if it was a colonel or general either. Probably a general. Couple stars on there. So we walked and two of the Marines I was with kind of hesitated and they saluted at the last minute. I'm like, you idiots, what do you salute? I didn't say anything, we just kept walking. And sure enough, here the driver put in park. This Marine gets out and it's a sergeant major. He's like, you out here, come here, you. Which me? Yes, of course he was talking to me. So I'm the only one that didn't salute. He said, freaking stars are on the license plate. You have a situation awareness, you better pay attention. You better salute. So when in doubt, whip it out. Don't get caught like that. The other one was we were walking, me and another Marine walking towards each other, and I really didn't see right away and I couldn't make it out. So I was like, nah, and kept walking. Sure enough, he stopped me. It was a young lieutenant or something. He's like, hey, Marine. I said, oh, shoot, my bad. Hey, good afternoon, sir. It wasn't out of disrespect or anything. I just didn't see it. So don't get caught in that situation. There's a whole bunch of messages. Oh, Annie Benani. What does it say? Oh, see the hammer? We got some trolls. I haven't even seen some trolls. I was talking to somebody else about a YouTube channel, and that's the first question he asked was about trolls. It's like, you got any haters on your channel? I said, yeah, of course. That's social media. Those keyboard warriors, right? And the same how we talk about it on here. They're unhappy. They're unhappy with their own life, and they want to try and make someone else's life unhappy, I guess. Luckily, I can't see any of them anyway, and I kind of breeze over them. But we pray for them. We pray for the trolls, right? And this guy was saying, he's like, I think that's like their full-time job. That's all they do. They get paid to do that, just troll people. Uh, some of them are funny. I told him in the very beginning, if y'all remember, asked the producer, I want to write him back, right on the shorts, and they say, you're bald. Really? That's what you got? I want to write back. Really? Come say that to my face. That's what I want to write back. But now I realize those are those people that have their own personal issues. They're unhappy with their own life, and we just need to pray for them. So trolls, figure it out. All right. Mm. All right. The other short that has still getting a lot of traction is a couple of them. The Master Gunnery Sergeant, Sergeant Major. One, because it's confusing. It really is, not just to other services, but young Marines. It's weird. Why have two E9s? Call them something different. All the other services have it. They have two E9s in one command, one unit, but they're called the same thing. A little bit. Army, I like how the Army does it. It's a sergeant major or the command sergeant major, right? CSM. And their rank is different. So I guess it's similar to the Marines. Theirs differs though is in that their first sergeants can go back to being a master sergeant, right? With the facts, Army dogs, help me out. You can do a billet or a tour as a first sergeant, but if the next unit you go to, they don't need a first sergeant, you're not going there to be the first sergeant. You're back to being a master sergeant. And either way, in both cases, you are still the duty expert in that area. So if you're an engineer, first sergeant, and you're holding a first sergeant billet, then you go to another engineer unit and they already have a first sergeant, you're going to be a master sergeant in that engineer unit, and you'll have a first sergeant there. Same with the sergeant major. Both sergeant majors, both E9s, are from that MOS, from that community. So two sergeant majors in a engineer unit. One would be the sergeant major, and one would be the command sergeant major. So the sergeant major acts as the master gunnery sergeant in the Marine Corps. He is that duty expert. He handles the technical expertise of the engineers. He's that guy or girl that knows everything about the MOS, the master gunnery sergeant. The sergeant major is not from that community. He may be, but more times, often than not, he's not from that community. As a sergeant major, I never worked in an engineer community. Worked in everything else. That's how it does differ from the Marines from all the other services, because the sergeant major in the Marine Corps is in charge of morale, welfare, discipline, leave, liberty, pay, conduct, right? All the other things Marine related. Senior enlisted advisor to the commander. Does the master guns advise the commander? Absolutely. He or she's an E9 and they got tons of experience too. So they have that and the duty expert stuff. So it's kind of cool. A lot of people in the comments are asking, so why doesn't he or she, the master guns, become a warrant officer or even an officer? How is it different from being the duty expert? The warrant officer also duty expert in the same MOS. Master sergeant and first sergeant, same. Two different paths. And yes, master sergeant. That one's fun too. I like the trolls who say, why can't you pronounce sergeant correctly? First sergeant, master sergeant. Think if you're in a hurry, even the army, you say, yeah, we got to go over here and get the sergeant major and we got to do some other things. Hey, who's that master sergeant over there? So yes, I know how to pronounce it. First sergeant, master sergeant. Similar in, I think the Navy does it the same way. Chief master sergeant or command chief. You're either a chief master sergeant or, I said it again, or you're the CMC, command master chief or master chief. Yeah, not sergeant. Master chief or command master chief. Two E9s. One's technical, one's a senior enlisted advisor to the commander. What was that? Yeah, already? Wow. All right. 30 more? Come. I think she's gonna come around. Come around the camera. Can I see one of those? Let me see that. Hold that up again. Seriously, that one. Yes. Oh, the undergarments. Last one. Last one. I'll talk about the undergarments some more. No, just here's the other thing that somebody else brought up in the comments is you're wearing ribbons, and especially the infantry with the bubbles and the dual cool guys and EOD and all that stuff. Those backings to your ribbons and attachments are just scratching on your chest, directly on your chest. Someone else said, so why would you do that? Why wouldn't you wear an undershirt? Someone else said it's, I don't remember what branch of service this general said, but it wasn't US guy. Somewhere on the channel, he said, no, in the British Royal Marines, it's unprofessional to see your undergarments, your underwear is what it's called. That's why they don't wear. Huh? Yeah, right. That was an interesting take on it. But what he said was that's why we invented the V-neck. And it was one of our generals who did as well. He had the same mindset. I don't want to see your underwear. Man, it was a general. It was one of the commandants who brought in the V-neck. And then as soon as he left, as soon as he retired, the commandant after him brought back the crew necks. So we've gone through some changes. The Marine Corps has gone through minor changes throughout history, but that's a big one. Tattoos and sleeves, just tattoos in general, changes all the time. I don't even know what the current policy is right now, but you can still bet on The one that won't, I don't think will ever change is nothing above the neck and below the wrist. I gotta believe that's pretty common and pretty common sense. The sleeves one and the leg tattoos, that's when it can get a little tricky. And really, you're not a good Marine if you have sleeve tattoos. I don't buy that at all. But know the policy prior to going in, prior to what you're getting ready to do. The biggest part of it is what the tattoo is, right? They obviously no gang related tattoos, nothing, nothing vulgar, nothing against America, right? You want to believe it's common sense, but when you're a young teenager growing up, and if you're with the wrong crowd, you're going to get something stupid on the side of your face that is going to detour you from doing a lot of things professional, right? How many politicians do you see? How many hugely successful people have a big neck tattoo or something weird on their face or their ears and all that? So just be very, very conscious before getting that tattoo. Some cultures are different. It is part of their culture to get something like that. So just know it. And it's all back to uniformity. Marines are different, right? Same with the beards. Well, I won't start on that tangent again, but it is bottom line uniformity. So know the policy prior to going in. And if you think at some point I do want to get a cheek tattoo and grow my beard out, maybe I shouldn't choose the Marines, right? The policies set, and yeah, depending on who you talk to, we have made exceptions over the years that some old school guys think, why in the hell would we allow this? We're Marines, we're different. Yes, we do things differently, but that's what makes us Marines. So I'm not opposed to change if it's a good change, but allowing a ponytail or a beard or again a weird face, neck, hand tattoo, that's something you think you want to do. Again, think about it before, or just know I'll never be a Marine. The sleeves one was again in foreign countries, you don't want to be recognized as a Marine. You got USMC all over you in sleeves, and you want to work at an embassy and somewhere dangerous. Probably not a good idea. So the rule when I came in was in Charlie's. If as long as you can't see any tattoos while you're in Charlie's. So that includes the V-neck and the short sleeve shirt. And PT gear was a thing for a while if you could see it in PT gear. So there goes leg tattoos. But then I remember at one point it was like the size of your hand. If you had something on your arm, you had to be able to cover up with like one hand or something. Or there's certain diameter of that tattoo. And then again, the content of the tattoo. So just be smart about it. Don't try and buck the system or fight the system or change the system. Been working for 250 years, right? We've had some ups and downs, sure, but just don't follow all the rules to get in. You go over an anchor, you got it. Congratulations, you made it. 0311, hurrah. And then all of a sudden want to change all kinds of things. Well, now I want to grow my ponytail. I want to grow a beard. I want to wear different kind of headgear. Join something, another service that would welcome that. Marines are different. Hurrah. Got a question. Question is it common to graduate boot camp as an E3 Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps? It is common because it happens every single graduation for one Marine and one Marine only. I don't know. So this is the USMC CC question because she was the honor graduate. She was the company honor grad and the Molly Marine Award, and she did everything that she had to do, but she didn't get Lance Corporal. Yeah, we don't. We're not sure why. And we asked while we were there, and she was honor grad. She went in as a PFC. She had 2 years. She actually had 4 years of JRTC. So she was a contract PFC when she went to boot camp. So one promotion as the honor man should have been to Lance Corporal. So still to this day, we don't know what happened with her specifically, why she didn't. Anyway, so yes, it's common. Producer saying because she's female and she'll get promoted later on her own. They because there was a male Marine that got Lance Corporal, right? But she was company honor graduate. That was weird. Not sure why. But yes, it's common. One Marine gets it for every graduation. How do you get it? You got to go in as a contract PFC, first of all. How do you get contract PFC? If you recruit, and recruiters on here, tell me if this is still the same story or the same policy. If you recruit two people into the Marine Corps, you get credit for it. So that'll get you contract PFC. 2 years, 2 or more years of successful completion of JROTC in any branch JROTC contract PFC. So it's something you got to be diligent about and make sure everything's in order. You see it in black and white. You should go to boot camp as a PFC. College, is college one of them? What's another way you can get to boot camp as a PFC? If you happen to be the honor graduate, again, there's one every cycle. You are the honor grad, but you went in as a private, you're only getting promoted once. So you graduate as a meritorious PFC.
That contract PFC because he went to college first.
College. So college, JROTC, or recruiting buddy program, do you get it? If you go in as a buddy program, you get contract PFC. Oh, I don't know that either. I recruited. Yeah, I recruited two kids, and actually I only recruited one. And my recruiter, Sergeant McBain, said, "Don't worry, during boot camp, I'll have another kid sign it because they have to sign the contract." So while I went to boot camp, he had put in one for me, and I did get contract PFC at a boot camp. And then I went up for that. I did graduate guide. I was the guide in my platoon. Went up for series honor man, got that, but I lost that company. I wasn't the company honor graduate. I was just a series honor grad. So no Lance Corporal for me. But USMC Cece was company honor grad. Didn't get it for some reason. I'll find that guy. Boy Scouts, maybe, or Civil Air Patrol, probably. Yeah, I'm sure there's more ways than just those two. Wasn't Gunny East? Where you at on that? Uh, but there are ways. So there shouldn't be. You should go to boot camp as a contract PFC. There's way too many ways to do it. So get ahead of the game, right? More pay right off the bat. You'll graduate with the mosquito wing. You'll graduate as a PFC in boot camp and have the opportunity to get that Lance Corporal. Thank you, whoever anonymous. Thank you for the happy Father's Day wish. It's been great so far. It really is. It's been a great day. Girls made me breakfast. Went to church together. We even did a Costco run together. So it's yes, it's all about me today. I'm going to be selfish. Went to the gym first. Started at the gym early and early before it even opened up. And all I did today was cardio. It was my off day. Is my cardio day. So yeah, I took it easy. I might have taken it a little easy today, but that's started day PT, breakfast made by my daughters, church, Costco, SFMF Live. Come on, gets no better than this. And then what do I want for dinner? Some ribs, maybe some wings. Oh yeah, yeah, some wings. And then I don't know. Oh, and I took my dog for a walk. She's getting old, so I had to go slow. But it's nice. She doesn't pull now. She's one of them dogs. She's the alpha female. I wonder where she got that from. But she does. It's they're her protective instincts. She's a mix, Doberman and Lab. Yeah, we rescued her, not from a mountain or anything, but from a crazy family. We rescued her, and she literally, seriously, has been the best dog we've ever owned. I grew up with all kinds of animals. My parents always had weird animals and primarily dogs, but cats, birds. We even had a goat at one time. We've had some weird animals growing up, and this is by far the smartest dog we've ever owned. She really is, but very protective. So when we go on walks, she's got to be in front. And sometimes to mess with her, I'll hold her back and I'll walk in front of her, and that drives her crazy. So she has hold as long as I can remember. Makes it hard for the girls to walk her when they were younger. I go, of course, can control her now, and even anybody can control her now because she's getting old. So she walks a little slower. She still marks everywhere. She saves her urine. She saves a little bit, and she knows the area, right? She knows when we're getting ready to come home. She'll like get the last of it.
Well, not that sense. It's what rank on their cameras and
Do recruits wear rank on their camis and boot camp? Great question. Yeah, some of these things I'm telling you, we just don't think about. No, they don't. And this was when I was a recruit. Yeah, and they already got rid of it as a when by the time I was a drill instructor. But we used to have a name tag, plastic with a little see-through plastic window in it, and you would slide your name in there, and you hooked it up to your breast pocket on the button. It would just hang down, and it would have your name. It was before obviously name tags. But if you were a guide or a squad leader, um, I think that was about it. I don't remember what other billets. When you go up north and we did the field training, fire team leader, rifleman, it would be marked, but it was something you can take on and off. But no rank on your collars. No. The first month, in fact, it depends. You're in first phase, you're a new recruit, you button your top button, and you don't even blouse your trousers, right? That's to let everyone know on base that, yep, that's a first phase bunch right there. They don't know their left from right yet. So it's to identify you. When you go up north in San Diego for field training, Paris Island, you stay on Paris Island. But when you go to second phase and do field training, that's when you're getting even closer to being a Marine. Now you get to blouse your trousers, unbutton that top one. And the drone strike, because that feels good. Man, that's so cool because you're getting closer, right? You can't wait to blouse your trousers. But the drone instructors, it was also a tool for the drone instructors to, oh, really? You want to act like first phase recruits? Good, unblouse them. And then you went back to looking like first phase recruit. Powerful, man. That's a powerful tool. You don't think about it. Something as simple as that. And one of the comments, even on the blousing boots short that we did, was like, man, you work so hard in boot camp and you just can't wait to blouse your trousers. And now reading these comments, people don't like blousing them. They do it low. They use duct tape. They use rubber bands. They tuck them in their boot. All that weird stuff that people are talking about. It's a pride thing that you learned in boot camp, right? I would love to in the fleet. There's plenty of times I would have had one of my platoons. Really, you want to act like recruits, unblouse them, and button that top button. But it's a pride thing. So do it right. It's doing it again. So beards, blousing, couple shorts recently got a lot of traction about it. And then the other comments are really who cares? That's Sergeant Major is the only one that cares about how you blouse your boots. It's the foundation, it's the discipline, it's the building block of yes. Right now it's just your trousers blouse, the lack of discipline to do it correctly. But once you get in combat, that's where them war crimes come out. It's the foundation of discipline, and it just builds on it, right? Then when the Marines go to the field for a week and they come back and they have week old beards. You're just in the field, you're not in combat. There's time and ways and ability to actually do all the Marine things, right? My snipers, those of you out there, hated when I was coming around. They would I was the 5-0 because when I would see them, they had those high speed boots, Nike, zip ups, crazy stuff because it helps them shoot better. I don't think so. Just want to be that special, right? They cut the trigger finger off their glove. I, in fact, cut all the fingers off, and they got new sunglasses, white shades, because the way the sun hits it. And I need a beard, so it's like camouflage and all excuses that they make up. just to be different. Again, Marines are Marines. We're special. Yes, we eat crayons, but we do all the things together. Uniformity, tight knit unit. You see a unit, and you can tell right away by the unit's bivouac area. You go to the bivouac site where they sleep. For those of you that don't know, the tents aren't aligned. There's trash right outside. You can see they took a leak right outside their fighting hole instead of making a piss area. All those things are indication of what kind of training, discipline, morale, welfare of that unit. And yes, somebody's got to look out for it. You look at a sloppily dressed Marine, and poor leadership in that guy's unit. Not his fault. Someone's not holding him accountable, needing a haircut. Right away, you can tell what kind of unit, what kind of discipline that organization has. Yes, that's the sergeant major in me, I guess. Somebody's got to do it. The master guns don't worry about any of that. Of course they do. They get just as much time and experience as the sergeant major. In fact, some master guns be pretty dang scary. You don't want to go around him. I like the ones that the comments like, yeah, master guns will they'll ask you for a light in the smoke pit. So I'm ready to tell you pick up cigarette butts. Ken, that's that individual. That's the type of Marine that master gunnery sergeant or that sergeant major is. Same with the first sergeant and the master sergeant. Pay real close attention to pronounce sergeant correctly, just for those of you out there. Uh, What's the save one? What? I'm telling you that fluculitis, but liculitis. That's bad. And I pray that no one ever gets that, has to deal with that. Horrible. And I hear it's painful. So no, I don't want anyone to ever get that. But if you do, yes, get the no shave chip, take care of it. Don't abuse the system. That's what's happening now, or was happening for a while, because they can tell from the comments, right? I think the Navy, I think even the Marines allowed beards at one time, like I'm talking 1700s, 1800s maybe. But the Navy recently went through a period where they did allow beards with regulations. But again, people take advantage of that. And Marines were doing it too. They got a bump. All of a sudden they have a boom, fresh beard. It's trimmed. It's nice. It's neat. And they got a little Z cut over here, style. It's not what it's about. It's to take care of your skin. We had a Marine who had a no cover chip for a while. He had something going on in his scalp and he had a no cover. And no haircut. Same, he couldn't. He went for a short period of time. And he was a punk. So he took full advantage of that shit. It was kind of funny to watch him walk around because our barracks and our company area was, I don't know, a couple blocks away, right? Old school. We lived in open squad bay. Company area was it a 5 minute walk, whatever it was, down the hill on Camp Pendleton, cross the major Vandergrift. This dude must walk back and forth across as many times as he possibly could with no cover on, just so when people, hey, get a cover on, where's your cover, cover. He just bust out his no cover wearing shit just to get a rise out of people. So you don't need to do all that, right? Do what you got to do. I was, again, I was that Marine was afraid to go around any of the systems. You see the Marines the service members on YouTube making those channels, again, bucking the system for the attention. I remember one of my promotion photos, I was scared to death because I had my watch on and it says no watches for the promotion videos or promotion pictures. They don't do pictures anymore. But everything was perfect. The board was, all the information was correct. I was happy with the picture. Everything looked great. So, but nobody caught my watch. I had a watch on in the photo. I'm like, no, don't submit. And I was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's not a big deal. It's optional. It doesn't say mandatory. It's just you shouldn't wear a watch in that promotion. That's kind of how it was worded back then. I don't want to give anyone any reason whatsoever to give me an unfavorable vote for that. So the little things that Marines do because they can, right? The uniform changeover, that was another one. I had a hard time with that when we changed from the woodland pattern to the I almost said McMap, to the Marpat. There was a grace period of like 2 years, whatever it was, because they didn't have enough to outfit the entire Marine Corps of the new digital camis. And they even extended it for I don't remember how long, but I remember that after the extension, another 6 months, this Marine, and he was a gunnery sergeant, had the new digital camis. By then, almost the entire Marine Corps did. Maybe odd sizes they didn't. No, it was the common sizes that they kept running out of. Medium regs, they kept running out of that. So they extended the period, the mandatory changeover period. You'll never wear the woodlands anymore. This dude had the new digis, but he refused to wear them. And if you ask him why, bro, you got them. Why would you not? I still got 6 months. It's not till September 1st. I'm wearing only one in the entire unit. Again, bucking the system because he can. Right? I'm going to change over when I have to. Why would you want to bring that kind of negative attention on yourself? I never understood that. Didn't want to have that reputation of why is he still in Woodlands? Oh, because he can. He has till September 1st. Leave him alone. Oh, why? Why would you do that? Name tapes also. Remember, I busted my butt, did whatever I can. I found someone to finally, and it was during the PCS. So while I was on leave from one unit to then, I still had like a year to get it done, but I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to show up to my new unit, digis, name tapes, everything is set. So here's another guy. Yeah, granted, he doesn't have to have them yet, but he doesn't. Do everything you can as often as you can, and the right things will happen. Try and beat the system and try and game the game for the attention. Be the one that stands out for all the right. Ah, man, look at this guy just checking in. Already has name tapes on. Get so he's ready to get some round running. That's how you should go into a new unit. All right.
Somebody has a question that says Ross.
It's a reserve question. Tony, everyone can see Tony's questions. He went from active duty to reserves, and he hasn't been paid as a reservist yet. Hmm. Yeah, so I wasn't a reservist. I'm not sure. I don't have the answer for you, but here's what I'm going to tell you. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So don't give up. You have to be persistent with that, professional and tactful, but persistent, because you're going to tell somebody, they're going to write it down, say, yeah, I'm going to look into it. I'll let you know. Don't wait for that phone call because you ain't never going to get it. And USMC Cece, if she's on here, she had a couple incidences like that with the reserves as well. Your local your chain of command. I mean, I can't say it any other way. Put pressure on your chain of command. You're not asking them to do anything out of the ordinary. You're asking them to do their job. And then here's a question I always like to ask. Hey, appreciate that, Captain. If you don't have the answer, who does? Right? That's all. Just very politely, very tactfully. I get it. You don't know the answer. And the reserves are different. Again, he might be a police chief somewhere else and he's got bigger things to worry about. It's just a weekend. Not to take anything away from his job as the reserve, but if he's your reserve CO or your reserve first sergeant, you got to kind of pressure them into doing their job. And anything crazy, you don't want any special treatment. You just want correct treatment. So I don't know how much longer, how long did he say? Has it been? Ever since February, March, April, May, June, 4 months, you haven't been paid, and get on the horn. And then ask, can I go see somebody? Yes, I realize it's 8 hours away, but if I have to, I'll come in person. Whatever I need to do, right? Just be polite and professional about it. Sir, should I fly up there? Should I drive up there? This is not going to work for me. I need it. Yes, with what's that phrase? A little pressure, right? Squeaky wheel gets a don't call and gripe and moan and complain and but just
And there's someone else to get up to.
yeah, someone else I can talk to. Just dealing with civilians. I don't like being that Karen either. I want to see your manager. You do it a professional and polite way. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I understand that you don't have the answer, but who does? Who can I call? Who is your next? Who's the next person in the chain of command? Don't say, I want to speak to your manager. I want to speak to your boss. I don't want to. Who ask them? Who can answer this question? Right? It's been 4 months. I haven't been paid. Something's not right here. Hopefully, Tony, what will happen is you'll get a big fat check all in once.
Another question.
Yes.
Ben, attending OCS in September.
Attending OCS in September. Ben, congratulations. My first question would be, where'd you go to college? Did you do ROTC or even did you do JROTC in high school? Just because those help, right? Those obviously help. You'll be physically fit. And most of the time, you'll know drill and you'll know the history of whatever service you should know a little bit of history. So, but my biggest advice, and it's the same for boot camp, and all y'all should know it as well, physically fit and mentally tough. So Annie Benani is getting ready to go to, as you all know, College Station. She's going to be a part of the Corps of Cadets with the goal of being a Marine lieutenant someday, Marine officer. So I've been thinking about stuff just like that. How can I prepare her as a lifelong enlisted Marine? What can I do to help her through OCS, TBS, being a fresh young lieutenant in the Marine Corps? So on the enlisted side, and we talked about it Wednesday briefly, but you have to know going in because the Marine that's going to be your right hand man or woman, your platoon sergeant, is going to have 8, 10, 12 years of experience already of being a Marine, living the Marine Corps life. So the more you can learn prior to getting to OCS, the more you can learn about OCS, the better off you'll be, right? Land navigation. If you don't know that, get used to that now. Go on some ruck runs, put on a backpack, go for a run, go for a hike. I'm positive you can get everything online about what OCS is all about. The mentally tough part is something you got it. I mean, that's between you and God. Get mentally tough. Know that my short I did the other day. Who's that Marine that takes you off the bus? That guy, I still remember, I can see him right now, and he was just so angry. It's like, man, why is this dude so pissed? He wasn't pissed off. That's his job. That's start right there to strip you down and get you ready for this team you're getting ready to join. You're going to feel that in OCS as well, and they're going to demand of you, and you got to be able to take that. Right? I was mad at him for being so mad at me. He's trying to train me, right? He's trying to get me ready. So knowing that going in, positive mindset or just the right mindset. Like, yep, it's going to be tough. I'm going to be out of my comfort zone. I'm not going to enjoy everything we're getting ready to do, but it's all part of the process. So know that mentally tough, physically fit. All of you know that that's 100%. You don't want any negative attention on you in any school you go to, especially boot camp or OCS. So be ahead of the game. The more you know before you go, the better off you'll be.
Jared
Yes.
says I'm cool. I'm only 53.
53? Jerry, you're almost in the grave, brother. 53? Wow. Gramps, you got the tennis ball right on the bottom of your cane, your walker. What do you got? You got a scooter. What do we call the scooter? Mobility cart. Are you in one of those yet? 53. Uh, all right. What else? OCS. It's summer. Summer. A lot of you going to boot camp. A lot of you going to OCS or on to college. And that's what I'm just daily. I'm thinking, reading comments, y'all's comments to find out how I can help Annie Benani prepare for OCF for college first. Obviously, Corps cadets, A&M Corps cadets look pretty squared away. I know they are. And I think I've told this story before too, but as a drill instructor, they sent me to Dallas, Texas. I was a black belt at the time, but they said, no, wear your green belt because you're going to go talk to, or you're going to go grade drill. That's what I was doing. I was going to grade a national drill competition, ROTC, college. And I was a drill instructor. So, of course, I thought I knew everything and I could break anybody down. I had that campaign cover and that green belt. URAH. And I was tearing them up and, it was just all fresh. And I remember I get to this one year and I didn't go to college, so I didn't know the differences between the colleges and service academies and these kids, teenagers trying to act like a Marine, right? Just had the wrong mindset going in. And I got to A&M and again, it was just another school to me. But I remember I get to this one kid and he was squared away. I mean, he was Joe Toe. I really couldn't find anything. I was going to make something up because, that's what we do just to test his bearing. As soon as he reported in, he was talking, "Good afternoon, sir. My name is Cadet so and so." Real low, monotone, not a lot of hope, not a whole lot of motivation, or I didn't get any era out of him. So I interrupted, "You better sound off." He's like, "Sir, this cadet has been instructed to speak in a low conversational tone." I said, "I don't care what you better sound off right now. What's the matter with you? You sound weak." He's like, "Sir, this cadet was instructed to speak in a low and he just kept on it. And I was like, "Hey, really? Okay, dirty ribbons, Irish pennant, boots scuffed, you're nasty." And I was on him. And I was kidding him. Sir, this cadet was instructed to speak in a low conversational tone. I couldn't get him to sound off. I was like, man, I'm losing this battle right now. I'm gonna gig him on some stuff, but he looked squared away. And overall, I mean, the whole unit was didn't I never thought twice again about it until recently when we went to A&M. We did it overnight, brought Annie Benani so she can see what the Corps Cadets is all about. And the Corps Cadets, if you don't know, is you're not obligated service after this. So they have a huge and an amazing band, marching band that are all Corps of cadets. So it's an awesome organization from the little bit I know way back then when I inspected them for drill and then visiting them and talking to them. Now we're getting all the emails and the Aggie family and the Corps cadets. And I'm pretty impressed with Texas A&M Corps cadets so far. So we'll see. We'll keep you posted. We'll talk about it obviously as she's going through. But it's a organizational discipline based thing that she's good at, but I know she's going to be tested, right? And it's the same thing going from she was at the top. She was the battalion commander for her JROTC unit. So she was calling the shots, right? They won national championship in drill. They're awesome. Now she's going to join. She's going to be a fish, is what they called it. What they're called, the newbies. And at the bottom, she's going to be cleaning toilets and picking up cigarette butts. I don't know whatever the low man on the totem pole does. So that's a mentally tough. She's not going to be making the command. She's not the commander of color guard, and you know what I mean. She's got to listen and follow orders and do what somebody else is telling her. So I'm excited to watch her go through that. Uh, uh, Omi at the Naval Academy, who's killing it from what I hear. Omi, is that true, or are people lying to me? I've seen from some of your other buddies. They show me some stuff, and it looks like you're killing it. Banani's telling me how you are. So good on you. Congratulations. No, I didn't have any doubt. Um, and you need to comment on here some more. Tell us about the Naval Academy and just service academies in general. Right. So we need to hear your perspective. This your second year. You've completed 2 years. You graduated last year, or no?
This is first year.
Yeah, so you've completed 1 year. Yeah, awesome. Congratulations, and hearing nothing but great things. So that was a choice that Annie Banani had. And I think, did she know last time she was on? Because she got accepted for NAPS, right? So the prep school, what was it called? NAPS, but how to explain to them? Is it prep? Because yeah, Naval Academy Prep School. So NAPS. So what that means is she would go to their prep school for 1 year, or somebody even said could even be 6 months.
Yes.
You know, but it amounts to 5 years of college. And that didn't excite her too much. I think she would have done it. She's got other reasons why she didn't choose. I'll let her explain it, but they didn't have any majors that she wanted to major in
And
as
there's no
well.
guarantee that she'd be able to read also.
And they couldn't guarantee, and Omi, you can help us on this one. She wants a guarantee that she's going to be a Marine and not nothing against the Navy, but that's why she applied for the NROTC scholarship Marine option because she didn't want to take any chances. Same with West Point. It's even harder to get the Marine option at West Point. And she got invited there as well to do their prep school first. She don't want to take that chance. And that's where she's at with the Naval Academy. A&M, she's on an NROTC scholarship Marine option at Texas A&M. So that was part of her decision making as well. And good on her. I mean, that's it's her decision. We, of course, 100% back her up. Nice. Nice. Good. Congratulations. STEM program's not easy. What was your, if you don't mind, and you don't have to tell us all, but what was your SAT score? I think that's a big part of the rep school, right? And what I didn't realize, and again, I didn't go to college, traditional college, so I had no idea, but how powerful your SAT scores are. It's really powerful. I think more so obviously for the Ivy League colleges and the academies. The service academies, your SAT score is everything, right? I'm thinking my hard-headed caveman, like, "Oh, bruh, you can PT, you can drill, you got discipline, any school will take you." Not necessarily, right? Any college or high school kids listening right now, or parents, SATs, SATs, and SATs. 1450. Good on you. That's an awesome SAT score. It must have been one. Um, I probably helped you with most of that, right? Only I helped you. No, that's all you. That's study time. That's burning that midnight oil. That is putting in some work. Good on you. Congratulations. So I think what they were telling her, Annie, was like any above 1200, 1250. I think is good. Anything above 1250,
And he said that's why I offered prep school. I know
and that's it. That's why she got offered the prep school because everything else on the book, she's killing it, right? The PFT, the CFT, or CFA, the physical fitness part, nailed. Drill, leadership, her letters, her recommendations, everything was boom. But she didn't have no 1450 SAT scores. So just goes to show you it is a complete pack because Omi is a stud as well physically, right? I remember seeing you late at night running, doing your PT. So you had all that as well. Battalion commander, right? And in an ROTC unit. So complete package to include the SAT. So good on you. Again, parents, high schoolers, SAT. Take as many preps as you can, get a tutor, pay for a tutor, find someone else, flashcards, whatever you got to do, get your SAT scores as high as possible. The ACT, does that have anything to do with it? ASVAB score, I know you take it often if you, whether you're going to college or not, you need a good ASVAB score for your job if you enlist. And that should be high as well. You want to be in the 80s and above so you can pick any job that you pretty much you want to have every job open to you, no matter what you want to do. Even if you want to be make the bare minimum ASVAB, score high, study. So you have options. That's all it's doing is opening up options for you.
Because the Marine option is only guaranteed for NROTC. At the Naval Academy, it's not guaranteed.
So it's not guaranteed at the Naval Academy. The Marine option is not a guarantee. I didn't know that either. I thought since she received NROTC scholarship, Marine option, I thought that meant guaranteed. We all did. So once she, yeah, service academy is different. So once we found that, once she found that out from Omi, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Because he's wants a Marine option as well, but it's not guaranteed until when? After your junior year? I said, Omi, if you could tell us that when do you get guaranteed your branch of service? Because the West Point is the same way, and even less percent gets the Marine option from West Point than the Naval Academy. Naval Academy, if I'm getting it right, there's more get selected, more Marines get selected at the Naval Academy than they do West Point. And I've only known one Marine officer that went to West Point. Few Naval Academies and few just random colleges. But I've known one Marine that went to West Point. That was way back when I didn't know. I thought anyone that went to West Point was going to be Army. And probably same with Navy. I didn't even know about the Navy option. There's no Marine Service Academy, is what it boils down to. Way too small of a service, so we don't have our own academy. Uh, but SATs, I'm telling you, we learned a lot as parents going through this process of applying to colleges. I guess you applied to about 15, got accepted to about 8. Um, Many scholarships. You could have applied for more scholarships. So I applied to as many as you humanly possibly can. Juniors and seniors. Start as a junior. But seniors in high school, apply. Keep applying, keep applying, keep applying. Who is? Cerise is here. What's up, Cerise? Tell your family hello too. Hurrah. And what are you doing next year? Where are you going? You and your brother. And thank you guys always, man. You guys are a great family to be a part of. I'm glad I got to be a part of your life for this year. Um, was you what USMC vet? Good to see you. What is he saying? I don't know. Oh yeah, I might not be. No, dang it. Why is it doing this? Where's my tech guy? Hey, the calm guy over here.
371 St. Peter's.
St. Peter's. I think I already knew that, but yeah, that's right. Good on you. Good luck. Get after it. Remember everything I taught you.
It's in Arkansas.
Very cool. Good on you. You are in a very blessed family. Tell your parents I said hello. No, tell them I said era. Oh, good. I can kind of see it. USMC bet. Wasn't able to read your last comment. Was that from earlier? Oh yeah, sorry. It was from a long time ago. Thanks, Cerise. I can see yours. You will. You'll tell them era. All right. I don't know how we got on that service academy and SATs, but I'm telling you, I can't stress it enough. And you got to be in the right place, right school, and right support. And we learned kind of again the hard way. Just like as a Marine, you got to be aggressive and patient, and you got to that squeaky wheel gets the grease. We've had to ask a lot from Annie Benani's school, like you know what I mean. We had to ask again and again and again, and I'm assuming because she's a beast and she's a stud that all that information would be poured into her and guided, and she would be shown which direction. No, it's not. You got to at one time in your life you're going to be selfish. That's the time when you're working on your career like that and your future. You know what I mean? I wish Again, that's why we do this right here, man. I'm telling you, this is the beauty of you. So you don't have to learn the hard way like we. It was rough, man. It was a rough year getting her to where she is now. And granted, she did the grind, but we're the behind the scenes trying to provide as much information and as much as possible. We even flew out to San Diego one time, talked to a West Point guy, just so we can get again as much information as possible, and then set yourself up so you have the options and you make the determination. Tony, we as parents, we didn't know what she was going to choose. So you had those West Point, Naval Academy, um, Virginia Tech. What's the other service academy one? The military one? Norwich, right? Another amazing school. And so the more information, man, that you have to make the decision for your future. So why not put everything into it? And did all that while maintaining a straight A uh,
Keeping.
GPA, maintaining a high GPA. What was her GPA when she graduated? Remember what it was? Yes, yeah, I think she barely missed the top 10%. Depends on whose math you use. But maintaining that in the top 10%, high GPA, straight A's, th- almost her whole high school career. But all that means something. So yes, your freshman year, younger crew or parents, your your kids' freshman math grade, that C, may come back to haunt him or her later. So it is important from day one of high school. Start, just get on them now. All right. Um, John McJunkin, screw. Do they have any?
I think it's him and Gutty Grader.
Just you and Guns. McJunkin, what you guys doing? Burpees? What's going on over there?
SATs.
1600. That's not a bad caloric intake. As long as you're burning 1500, you'll be good. All right. I see some green names popping up. Randall and David Bryant. See y'all. Memberships. Just remind everybody about memberships. I do still owe you that special little live. Again, we're not in our studio. We don't have our gear. We're traveling. Yeah, they are. They're all excuses. But again, it's Sunday. It's Father's Day. Didn't want to miss this opportunity. We'll get it together. We will. Right. I'm getting the look from the producer. We're going to get it together. But how about this information, man, that is just coming from y'all? It truly is amazing, the community that we have in you, that you have all built together. So it's good. Tell you, if we don't have the next generation of awesome leaders learning from um, the hard way by all of us old timers, even Jared, we're giving you all the answers to the test, right? So there's nothing worse than someone who fails at something when they had all the answers. So don't be that. Choose if you want to choose this way. You should tell way back when to the teenagers, the cadets. Somebody's got to work at that convenience store cleaning the bathrooms. And I didn't say it so politely as that, but someone's got to clean those toilets. Nothing against that, and they're working for a living. That's their job. If you choose that, or if you're going to do that, choose to do that. Have all kinds of other options, but don't be forced into something that you don't want to do because you didn't prepare. And I try to think back when I was a teenager, and you know my story by now. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no purpose, no drive, no desire. I wasn't going to go to college. I didn't think that far ahead because nobody was pounding it into my head, right? That you got to decide, what are you going to do? College. I don't even,
Friday night.
yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, what I was going to do Friday night. I was going to scrape up enough money to party Friday night. So, but nor did I have people again on me about it. What are you going to do? What are you going to study? Where's your homework? What are your grades? None of that. You better decide now. You're a junior already. What are you going to do? Play football your whole life? That's what I tried to do. So So I didn't have the answers to the test is my excuse. But kids nowadays do. And especially with today's technology, you can look anything up. What does it take to get into Norwich? And it'll be all right there for you. Every single answer to the test, you just got to do the work. I want to enlist and be a aircraft mechanic. Here's what you got to do. You you can get all the answers to all the tests. You just got to apply yourself. Motivation, drive, determination, right? Care about what you're going to do after high school. And I didn't. I really didn't. Thank God that I was picked up by my recruiter, my teachers, even the principal said, do something with that kid. He's going to get into trouble. He's not going to amount to anything. And I was okay with that. I don't care what she says. The principal, who is she? She doesn't care about me. She did, but I didn't care about myself. That's what the problem was. So care what you're gonna do. Don't skip school. Don't skip school. Don't buck the system. Don't find a way to get out of PT or PE, they call it in the school, because you don't feel like changing over. Whatever it is, do the things you got to do. Set yourself up for success. If you want to work at a gas station cleaning the toilets, have that be your choice. Then do it. But if not, in the meantime, set yourself up for success. And I can do anywhere. I can join any one of these colleges. I'm going to choose this or not to. It's up to you. All right. Did I beat that dead horse enough? No.
Someone said they're realistic of the SIP.
Reenlisting from the SID did. I don't know what that means. You're active duty and you're getting ready to reenlist, or you're civilian, you're going to enlist. Reenlist. Here's the cool part about reenlistment. I'll tell you this one. I never took advantage of it. When you reenlist, you have to be discharged first. So there is a period of time when you are a civilian. Granted, it's about 30 seconds unless you ask for more time. But first you get discharged and then you get reenlisted back to back. And again, there's seconds in between. But but you are a civilian for that short period of time. And I've had people and I've saw one and it wasn't what he was telling everybody he was going to do. He's like, "Yep, once they discharge me, I'm going to tell this guy to pound sand and him and her, and I'm going to go off for a minute, and then I'll reenlist, and it's all good." He didn't. What he did do was call a couple of people by their first name, and it was funny. And he said, "Okay, now I'm ready to reenlist." But there is a short period of time that none of us, you, I don't know how many of you even knew that, but you're a civilian for a brief period of time. So whoever that was, you're reenlisting from CivDiv or you're enlisting. I see a big blue box pop up. What is that? Sam Kirkland, $1.99. I've never seen a blue one like that, but thank you very much. Era motivation, Sam Kirkland. Appreciate you. I didn't see the message underneath it.
Say my support, brother.
Thank you for your support. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. I'm telling you, this community is amazing. And now it feels like I'm kissing everyone's butt, but I'm telling you, we're all learning, all of us. And we still got a younger CC on the payroll. So we're learning from this and we're gonna make sure we do it even better. Do it the same. Do it the same, only better. We're getting there. With your help, we're getting there. What did David Rand say? David's solid, brother. You have some great comments on the shorts, man. I appreciate you. Solid.
Something about copy machines.
Uh, so I like too that y'all are community amongst yourselves, right? And only because right now, again, we don't have our studio, so I can't see all the comments, but love how y'all interact. It's just connections, right? We started on LinkedIn years ago, and that was building relationships, building connections. I think I told y'all when I worked at the Staff NCO Academy, the best part of that was meeting all the Marines from all different MOSs. right? That because that's not an MOS specific school class, sergeant's school, I think they call it now. Career course is for staff sergeants, E6, and the advanced course is for gunnery sergeants. And it was cool. I loved teaching there, loved being an instructor. I liked going there as a student, but then I was an instructor also, and that was great teaching the classes. And it's a crawl, walk, run type of that PME, Marine Corps PME, professional military education builds. So as a sergeant's course, we used to call it, you would do all the things that get planned: PT, drill, ceremonies, um, shipboard operations, desert operations. You're doing that stuff as a staff sergeant. Now you're doing the logistics of it and putting it all together. And at the advanced course as a gunner sergeant, you're organizing it. So I like the system of it, and it's just nothing but pure knowledge. Again, the best part about it though was having a class of gunnies. You're gonna have motor T, admin, aircraft, air wing guys, infantry, all different MOSs. Talking about, really? That's what you do to prepare for a field operation? All right, I guess we do got to have radios. Somebody's got to work out the networking and how we're gonna wire everything together so you can talk to these guys. Look at the aircraft mechanics over here. You guys talk together. I didn't even know that. So it's a great system of learning. It's kind of what this channel is right here, and that's what y'all are doing. And it's very cool, very humbling that so much communication is going on. So all that to say, I love when y'all talk in the chats to each other. I probably missed some good stuff, but luckily the producers got my back. I like those too. They appreciate that. They were Brian say it gives us something to look forward to. Where is Lake Cookie? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Italy. Yeah, that's right. Lake Cookie's in Italy. Yeah, two places. Yeah, it's somewhere in Europe. That's right. So take me with you. And and are you coming back? Producer said, take me and leave me there. But Lake Cookie, I hope you're enjoying yourself. You can watch later on catch up with Gary Ann Marie Potts. Jordan Hammond. Good to see you, brother. Happy Father's Day. He said what? Love you, brother. Appreciate you. Glad you made it. We're getting ready to wrap this up. Getting ready to land this helicopter pretty soon. It's been a great show. Really is a great day. What a way to not kick off, but I guess end Father's Day. But no, I'm not done. I want some more me time. So some wings. Yeah, I'm gonna do some wings. I'm gonna try and eat as many as I possibly can. It's been great, man. Love all you. And I know we're blessed because we're able to do things like this. Share life. And we're talking life into each other. Too many times conversations are just negative. We talk about, luckily, we don't talk about politics and the news and the crap that's going on all over the world. We can talk life into each other on how to live a better life. And that's what it's all about. I'm telling you, the message today at church, I just can't remember all of it. I envision it and I hear the pastor and a good friend of ours, the pastor is amazing. Short few years ago, he was in a bad place, then found Jesus, then was saved, and then he was a parking attendant for a little while. Then it got him inside, and he was working on the inside doing the usher stuff. And then a couple months later, he even got on stage and was talking about tithing and did the prayer before. Little by little, he's just working his way in. Pastor now, and he started a church out in his areas away from the main ones, out of his house. Oh, he was a contractor, some construction guy. So he like built the stage in his house. He had enough land. It was cramped, tents. He'd rent tents and rent chairs to hold service out of his house. And it was small. We traveling around. Were able to catch it once or twice. About 15 people, half of them his family. That grew up to now he's in a cafeteria of an elementary school until they build a church or find something permanent. But there's 75, 100 people there, right? And it's a short period of time, like a 4-year span, maybe, from sinning, doing wrong, and now he's a pastor, man. I'm so proud of him. And it was such an amazing, just love seeing him up there, right? Seeing him up there and passing words so full of knowledge. And you can tell it's his light, his family too, his whole family in on it. Father-in-laws, mother-in-laws, both there. So uncles, cousins, everybody there. It was great. Great way to spend Father's Day. And I don't know why I don't smell the wings. Yeah, but that's what I'm waiting for now. So all that to say again, to the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. To the SFMF-ers, the crew, all y'all, love all y'all. Bless you. God loves you. Stay with us. We will be Wednesday. We're going to be on again Wednesday. Yeah, we'll be on again Wednesday. Keep an eye. We'll do our best. Keep an eye out for the shorts. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Stay with us. God bless you all. Semper Fi, my friends. Ever.